Hello once again and welcome to our English lesson. This time around it's going to be on gerunds and infinitives. So if you are not familiar with what a gerund is or what an infinitive is, let's say it. A gerund is a verb in its base form. Let's say swim, jump, run, plus the particle ing. So a gerund would be swimming, jumping, running. Like this, that's it. While the infinitive is the particle to plus the base form of a verb, such as to swim, to jump, to run. So let me say something before we continue about the gerunds. It's very important not to confuse the gerunds with the continuous form of any tense, such as the present continuous, the past continuous, the future perfect continuous. Why? We tend to confuse them because they look similar. I love jumping. It's not the same as I was jumping. In the second example, we are talking about a continuous form, while in the first example, it is a gerund. A gerund, I'm sorry to say because it's kind of difficult to accept that, but a gerund, it's not a verb. A gerund, it's a noun, somehow. If it's very difficult to see a gerund, swimming, for instance, as a noun, let's say that it's a verbal noun, okay? Why a verbal noun? Because gerunds can take the position of nouns in a sentence. That is to say, swimming is my favorite activity. Swimming, it's a gerund. Swimming, it's in the position of a subject, which is typically the position that the noun would take within a sentence. And verbs cannot take that position, the position of a subject. That's why we say that gerunds are verbal nouns. Let's start. So, having seen what gerunds and infinitives are, let's see why it's that important to learn about them. What happens with gerunds and infinitives? The problem comes when we've got sentences in which there are two verbs, such as this one. Ella deja utilizar el móvil en la clase. Ella, la profesora, ¿no? Right. Let's translate this sentence into English. We have two options. The first option would go like, she allows, ella deja, and now we need to conjugate utilizar. Ella deja utilizar. She allows, bueno, decimos utilizar, pues to use, ¿no? Alright, let's see. She allows to use the smartphone in class. This is one option. Let's go for the second one. She allows using the smartphone in class. We've conjugated the second verb, utilizar, to use, in two ways. The first way, we've used an infinitive form. She allows to use infinitive. Whereas, in the second option, we've used a gerund form. She allows using the smartphone in class. Guess what? The second one is the correct option. After the verb allow, if we have another verb, the second verb needs to be a gerund and cannot be an infinitive. So, we've got a whole list of verbs that require a gerund after them. Si la frase tiene dos verbos, claro. So, we've got to learn them by heart. We've got to memorize them. There are two ways to do this. Either we hear English regularly enough, or we memorize them. And memorizing things doesn't have to be boring or tough. You could have fun with it. So what I do, I love singing. So every time I've got to memorize anything, I sing it. I put the words that I have to memorize into a melody, into a song that I really like. And that's what I've done to memorize los verbos que necesitan de un gerundio después de ellos. Si en una oración tenemos dos verbos, como por ejemplo, ella deja utilizar el móvil en clase, dos verbos, deja utilizar, o a mí no me gusta trabajar los sábados, dos verbos, no me gusta trabajar. We'll see more in a bit. Now, enjoy and let's sing together.
Why do you anticipate, appreciate, acknowledge, consider, defend, deny, detest, discuss and dislike, endure, enjoy, go, imagine, involve, keep, mention, omit, postpone, practice, prevent, and quit. Why do you recall, recollect, recommend, regret, resent, resist, resume and risk, suggest, tolerate, understand, na 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 na.
So well, did you like it? Anyways, that's something I do. You can do anything that works for you, yeah? If you like dancing, go for it to memorize things. If you like basketball, create something in your mind. Anyways, so I'm gonna pick some of those verbs that appeared in the list, and I'm gonna provide you with some examples so we make clear that this is understood. The first example would be something like, vamos a coger el verbo allow, permitir. Ella no deja llevar zapatos en su casa. She doesn't allow. Está en la lista de gerundios. So she doesn't allow wearing, ¿sí? Wearing shoes in her house. Not she doesn't allow to wear shoes in her house. No infinitive form after allow. Yeah? Gerund form. Always remember. And the same goes for the following examples. They avoided dating before marriage, or I enjoy taking a nap after lunch. Disfruto tomar una siesta después de comer. Like, I'm translating very literally, yeah? We would sure translate that in a different way if we had to translate that properly. But I just want you to see very clearly what we are dealing with, yeah? And final example, I dislike working on Saturdays. Dislike is in the list, so if we have a verb after dislike, a mí no me gusta trabajar, second verb, problem? No problem, now you know, it's a gerund. I dislike working on Saturdays. I think it's enough. By now, we've seen that certain verbs require a gerund form. The second point, let's see the position that they can take within a sentence. I mentioned that gerunds can take the position of subjects. And let's see some examples. This is very, very straightforward, easy. Swimming is my favorite activity. Or eating healthy, eating, you see, the gerund. Eating healthy is very important for your mental health. Comer sano es muy importante para tener una mente sana. Or else, yeah, having nightmares is normal when you are stressed out. Tener pesadillas es normal cuando estás estresado o cuando estás pasando una época de estrés. So, you see, when we've got a verb, verbal noun, taking the position of a subject within a sentence, it must be a gerund. Now, third point, they go after prepositions. That would be the rule. Do you all know what prepositions are? We've got after, before, without, on. Those particles are prepositions. So, whenever we've got a sentence in which there are two verbs, such as this one, él me miró sin reírse. Miró, reírse. Two verbs. Where is the preposition? Sin. Me miró sin reírse. Sin is a preposition. Let's translate this into English. He looked at me without laughing. Gerund form para el segundo verbo. We cannot go using an infinitive saying he looked at me without to laugh. Incorrect. After a preposition, if we have a verb, it must be a gerund. More examples. I took a sandwich before leaving. I took a sandwich before preposition leaving. Antes de irme. Cogí un sándwich. Un bocadillo. Or after having a shower, I did my homework. After is a preposition. So I go after having gerund. I can't go like after to have a shower. No way. After having a shower, I did my homework. Or you should brush your teeth before going to bed. You should brush, first verb, your teeth before preposition, before going to bed. Not before to go to bed, before going to bed, because the preposition makes the second verb to take the form of a gerund. So, tomando esta regla, que dice después de preposición, si tenemos un verbo, será en forma de gerundio y no de infinitivo, vamos a ver unos ejemplos que, bueno, cambian un poco, pero siguen manteniendo la preposición. En inglés hay algunos adjetivos que siempre van acompañados de una preposición, como por ejemplo, to be afraid of, to be angry about, estar enfadado, to be good at something, ser bueno en algo, to be interested in. You are always interested in. You are always afraid of. You are always worried about. You are not worried of. You are not worried on. You are worried about. Estos son los adjetivos que seguramente os sonarán, os irán sonando al cabo de los años, porque siempre exigen la misma preposición. Y la regla se aplica del mismo modo. Si tenemos un sujeto, un verbo, un adjetivo que le sigue una preposición, como es el caso de I am worried about taking bad grades. ¿Veis que después de la preposición hay una forma verbal, verbal noun en forma de gerundio. ¿Por qué en forma de gerundio y no de infinitivo? Pues, again, the same rule. After preposition, we need a gerund form. ¿Vale? So, a final example. I'm used to eating a lot. Estar acostumbrada. So, I am used to. Used will always follow the preposition to because used is an adjective in this case. So, what follows, si es un verbo, en este sentido sería yo estoy acostumbrada a comer mucho, comer, verb, right? So, I am used to eating a lot. Not I am used to it, because used to, it's an adjective. So, fourth point. So, as we've seen, there are some adjectives that require preposition, and so if we've got another verb, we're going to put a gerund. So the same happens with some verbs. There are some verbs that require a preposition after them, such as talk about, listen to, think of, rely on, confiar en, feel like, sentirse como para comer o para jugar. So, let's see some sentences using those verbs that require a preposition and how not. They will require a gerund form after the preposition si en la oración hay un segundo verbo después de la preposición, ¿ok? An example of those would be something like: nosotros siempre hablamos sobre mudarnos a Londres. We always talk about moving to London. We won't say we always talk about to move to London. No, because about it's a preposition and the verb that follows must be a gerund. Second example, I rely on winning the match. Yo confío en ganar el partido. You will always rely on something. You can say, I rely in something. So, applying the main rule after preposition, we cannot go like, I rely on to win the match. No infinitive form, but a gerund form. I'm gonna provide you with some more examples, such as she complains about wasting time. Ella se queja de perder el tiempo. She complains about it's a preposition. You always complain about something. She complains about wasting time, perder el tiempo. Bueno, algunos verbos más que siempre requieren de la misma preposición sería I feel like, me siento como para, ¿no? I feel like having a second helping. Me siento como para repetir y comer un poco más. ¿Ya? So, you see, verb, preposition, gerund. Or Selena thinks of playing chess. Selena está pensando de jugar al ajedrez. And now, the final thing is about phrasal verbs. You know, there are some verbs that always require a preposition, pero por sí solos forman una unidad verbal. ¿Qué son los phrasal verbs? Aquí os dejo unos ejemplos. Keep on, give up, and yada yada yada. ¿Cómo no? Once again, after those verbs, si hay otro verbo en la oración, como por ejemplo, ella abandonó practicar deporte. She gave up, abandonar, phrasal verb, gave up, practicing sport. Practicar takes a gerund form because it comes right after a phrasal verb. Let's just see more examples. He kept on talking on and on. Él siguió hablando y hablando. Guys, that's it for today. I know it's quite a lot, but don't worry. Piano, piano. See you later.